Hey, how's everybody doing today? Y'all doing all right? All right, good. So need to download this KN5 converter exe, and you'll go into Asseta Corsa install folder. After you copy this to your clipboard, after you download it and copy it to your clipboard, find your install path for Asseta Corsa. It's Steam library, Steam apps, Asseta Corsa. Common, there it is. So in here you got content. And these 3D meshes for tracks, cars, and other things are all in here. So if we want to do a track, we'll go to the track we want to do. So we'll do spa. We'll paste that folder or that file in here. And then what you do is drag the spa.kn5 into the kn5 converter. And it's going to read it. It's going to turn it into an FBX and an OBJ. I've been using the OBJ. But maybe we'll load the FBX this time. Also, load your game. Load small grid, and once it loads, go to the world editor with F11. Once you do that, so this is another one from there. Load small grid, and once you load small grid, press save level. You need to have a folder in the user folder for this new track, or put the track in. This can take a bit for the tracks, not too long though. Maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. I guess while that's doing that, I can show you what this looked like. Now there is a little bit of work you got to do, mostly with the texturing, and some of these objects are solid. Since we used visible mesh final, I didn't take the time to make it collision mesh for just the road and the walls and whatnot, so I said visible mesh final. Well, the problem with doing that is it's going to visible mesh final the everything, and then everything will be a solid brick, basically. But I could assign the texture for that grass. I could tell it to be something that's not collision, like a like asphalt. Do something like snow or something soft. Not sure what them boxes are, but you see what the grass did to the car. Not even sure what map. That's Nording something or something, whatever. Nord or something. Let's go check on our. Damn, it's still doing that. See some of the other things. These are some of the other tracks. These are different drivers that are used for dummy drivers. I guess you could make them into a game, into a driver for Beam. Take a little work though. Cars. You can do cars too. Ah, it's almost done. We'll import the FBX, see if that's any different than the OBJ. I'm sure it's the same, but load Blender. That's not Blender. Load Blender. import that in here. Rid of that stuff. Import FBX. Then navigate to the install path where you went to that track here. Pick the FBX to import it in. I've got a problem with FBX. Alright, that's fine. We'll just use the OBJ. The OBJ, it'll be tell your view distance to be 1,000 or 10,000. At a view, tell it 10,000. And then you can zoom out and see the track. It's a big ass piece of land. Turn texturing on. Now you'll see it's just one object, right? One object with a lot of textures, and you'll have to do a little work, like I said, with texturing, but not too big a deal. So what you're going to do now is you're going to export that into the game by going to export DAE. Pick the level you want to put it in. In this case, I said just save small grid. So it makes a user folder entry for it that contains the changes only you make to it. So we'll just make a folder called Spa, and we'll send it in there. We'll just name it Spa DAE, and off it goes. Now I'm going to remove the other folder and its temp folders so I don't mess up anything loading this one. A lot of these textures have got the same names for these things. So rather than have any issues with it conflicting with anything in there, what I'll do is I'll just delete the user folder. So it loads a new one. And remove the temp folder for that level 2. Now we shouldn't have any issues. We'll load the level and import in our track. What would be better to do probably would be check all your normals in the in Blender. Make sure they're all none of them inside out. All right, window asset browser. Go to the folder that it's in. I don't see it. Huh. Y'all see it? I don't see it. Oh, you dumbass. You didn't save the level yet. Alright, re-export it as DAE into small grid. Just make a new folder for it. And off it goes. Alright, refresh directory. Now it can take a little bit for this thing sometimes to load up because it caches these textures and stuff. You're looking for the DAE. Should be the name of the track, but don't mean it is. May not have exported the track yet. It takes it a bit. Yeah, see how it's paused now? I know it's in there now because it takes a bit for it's 400 and something megs, so it's probably a lot of polys. It takes it a bit to do its thing, but once you get your mouse back and you can move around again, you'll scroll down and select it. It should be the name of the track .dae. Whatever you save the DAE as, what it should be here. Then you just drag it, you double click on it, and then you got your map here basically. Um, and like I said, you're going to have some texture problems. I'm going to turn the fog off in the game so we can see better. Or tell it to be far away when it starts. So you'll want to come through, of course, and fix your textures for your trees. Let's get this up out of the ground. I wonder why it's not in the scene tree. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I just tell it to show the whole scene tree and then look for it in here. There it is. So find some trees. Those are the first things you'll notice. Go into the material editor and find that texture for that tree. Go to lighting, turn on anisotropic filtering. You can switch to PBR2 if you do, but if you do that, you're going to need a special opacity map. Whereas without, you could just go to alpha clip and just get rid of it that way. But to do alpha with PBR, you need a black background where it's not tree, and then where a tree is has to be white. Now the track you'll you definitely need to do some work with the textures. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It looks like it looks like what it looks like to me is there's a collision mesh built in with the damn thing that's aside from the regular map. As you can see it poking through, right? If you go to the bottom, you can see it a little better. But there's two meshes here, and one of them looks like to be the collision mesh, which Asseta Corsa uses, but we're not using that one. You don't want to separate by loose parts, or you'll have an object for every single object here. Just go to edit mode instead and see if you can find where the collision mesh is poking through. Like here. Yeah, it could take a bit. It's probably an easier way to do this. What makes it take a while is, I guess the object's just got so many damn um, so many different objects, making it all that. Not sure where these boxes are.